Well, good evening, everybody. How are you this evening? It is a Tuesday evening, kind of coming out of the holiday malaise, if you will. And of course, back to work for me this morning. So, gonna come broadcast a little bit later, probably a little bit more the regular time. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. I hope you're all doing well. I am here at CRUL1, and I thought we would do a little Aaron Halo mining tonight. Geesley, how are you this evening, Geesley? Geesley says, my man. Drac says, in space, no one can smell you. Fair enough. Drac, you need air for smell. You're exactly right about that. In the void, yeah, very little of that. So, good evening, guys. How are you? Nice to see you. It's awesome. We'll go ahead and kind of get started here. And, boy, I wonder if I have but I do. I have a drink in my... I think I do. I noticed here. Let me go ahead and pull this helmet off. Now that I'm looking a little bit closer at it, I definitely need a drink here. more than one kind of drink. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. Hey, all right. Simon Quinney says, salute to you, sir. Hey, Simon, nice. And Pyro Evening 72. Hey, Pyro, how's it going? So, nice to see you all tonight, for sure. This is going to be kind of a fun night, I hope. We're just really simple, going to do some Aaron Halo mining. It's been so profitable lately. I mean, why mess up a good thing, right? Geesley says, power washing the driveway all day, so I'm happy to watch someone mine a rock. Fair enough, Geesley. I can appreciate that. Drax says, belly full of spicy chicken sandwich fries and a chalky shake. Oh my goodness, does that sound good? One more time, I'll just double check my helmet's on. Yep. Let me do one little, I suppose I should do a pre-flight before we kind of get this guy cooking. And let's take a look at that. And I know we've got the Atlas drive on there right now. And our utility is going to be 3 brands. I still haven't gotten back to the FLTR-XL, but that's okay. We've been making those work just fine in the Aaron Halo. So we'll go ahead and pull this prospector.
Stand by.
And we will get to work. So we're just going to head out over to the Aaron Halo. We're going to just kind of head to, I think it's towards ARC-L.
Your vehicle has been...
Oh, which it's ARC-L3, and then we are going to jump out of there at about 11.5 and call it good. So, and 3, off we go. So, hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's absolutely, coffee is just delicious this evening. What does that filter thingy supposed to do? So, if I'm picking up inert material, Drac, what it's supposed to do is filter it out. So let's say small percentages of inert material, it cuts it down by, I think, up to 20%. So if, it's actually a fairly good module. It really, if you have pure 100%ers, it doesn't matter. But if you kind of, something breaks kind of messy and a lot of it is inert material, it does cut down on the inert material that you do take in. And that's what it does. So it's a nice thing to have. It's a healthy thing to have. So, all right. In we go. And I will go ahead and just look towards ARC-L3. We'll set a route, and up we go. After I turn on my engines. And we will just kind of jump out at 11.5. It's where we've been kind of falling out of and having very good luck in that area. So we're spooling to quantum drives now, and off we go. Simon says, do they go in the subsystems then? Yes, that's exactly where they go, Simon. You can actually, once you've swapped out that mining head, you'll have the Lancet on there, and that will have 3 additional spots on there, and that's where you can stick your consumables, You know, I always recommend brands, brand. You can always buy brands at Port Alisar as well. Good place to get started. So we're just going to put our foot down here and see how we can do. And Angela Death says, do you play with the joystick or mouse and keyboard? Angela Death, excellent question. Nice to see you, by the way, Angel, for sure. It's a bit of a hybrid model, Angel. I actually fly sticks. It's HOSAS mostly. But when I do switch over into mining or FPS, then I go mouse and keyboard. So a little bit of a hybrid model for me. If I'm flying any kind of combat stuff or anything that requires kind of articulation, I definitely, switch over to mouse and keyboard. For the most part, I fly sticks if I'm flying around. Pyro says, been using the scanning trick you showed me the other day in Halo, and it's a godsend. It's so much easier to find stuff. That's exactly right, Pyro. I mean, it's the air in Halo has really been producing. Dave, nice to see you tonight, Dave. Dave asked the question, what do brands do? They cut down the instability by 75%. So, you know, if you're starting with a 10 instability and the Lancet cuts it down by 75%, it goes down to a 2.5. Hold on here, let me just fall out of the Halo here for a second. Perfect. And then if you stick the brand on, fire off the brand on top of it, Dave, it's another 75%. So it'll bring it down to like a 0.61. You know, so it's a really nice thing to have. It really flattens out the instability, and the instability is the thing that really determines like how much, when the laser intensity is jumping up and down. A 2.5, it'll swing pretty wildly. So, you know, it really does help significantly. So this is where I switch kind of the mouse and keyboard. We were talking about that. So I fly sticks for the most part, but then I switch over to mouse and keyboard. Now here I'm just going to kind of turn up my velocity a little bit there, and then I'm going to pull out the mining laser, and we're just going to begin our preliminary scans here. And yep, we got a couple of opportunity markers out there. Now you have to be within 12.2. That first one was a P-type. This one here doesn't look like it's going to give me a scan, but we're going to hit it 4 or 5 times, you know. Never a bad idea to just kind of hit it a few times. And this one we're just getting a little further away from. So we're definitely just going to keep ARC-L1 kind of at our 12 o'clock and keep just kind of cruising along. Just grab the opportunity markers as we get them. I think we said that this one here was, that's a P-type. When this guy gets within 12.3, we'll kind of hit this guy as well. That's an E-type. Looks like more than one rock there on that E-type. That one there is not reading out. It's probably going to be an unscannable rock. That's a P-type. So we're going to keep moving. Drax says, so the FLTR means less trash, and the Brant will make it even a wee... Yes, and the Brant makes it a wee bit less likely to blow yourself up. That's exactly right, Drax. Nailing it. That's you're absolutely understand the practical application perfectly. Pyro says, I think the best thing about Halo is that you can mine everything without another prospector and gadgets. It's just plain and easy. Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, you're not going to run into any rocks. Nothing's going to be buried, right? So nothing's going to be buried under the geography. You're never going to run into the size of a rock you can't manage. So there is a lot of upside to it. Jazzy Cat, good evening, Jazzy. How are you? Nice to see you. That's an E-type. So we're just cruising along here. Just kind of looking at our opportunities as they come. E-type. P-type. M-type. E-type. E-type. Alright, we're moving along. Chris Bates says, what up, my peeps? What up, Chris? How you doing tonight, man? Nice to see ya. How you been, sir? Awesome. Drax says, you know that I'm going to have to blow myself up a few times before I start. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's definitely good to kind of just learn what the, you know, where the kind of the lines are, right? You know. So nothing wrong with that, Drax. I've definitely blown myself up once or twice in, you know, in this gambit. Now this guy here, a lot of times what happens is when they won't give you ping backs, it's because they're unscannable rocks. That is almost the case, like exclusively, I tend to find. All right, some more opportunities as we kind of fly forward here. Another rock that's not kind of telling me what it is. That's okay. We'll just keep on looking at our opportunities as we keep flying by. Another E-type there. Very nice. Okay, close this guy out. Bam. Alright, that one's not chatting back. We'll keep on moving. Mr. Azai, what up, sir? How you doing? Nice to see you. That's awesome. Nice to see you for sure, man. M-type. Another M-type. All right, some more opportunities there. Hit that guy a few times, but didn't have any luck there. Alrighty. We'll keep on looking here. There's another opportunity coming up. Mr. Azai says, I'm doing great. EA reached out to me for a survey about play testing. And a Zoom call. Holy mackerel, man. Is that for a specific game or what? That is awesome, dude. M-type. E-type. Now this is, I'm getting definitely a few pingbacks here, but nothing's giving me any kind of a happy feeling that it looks like it's gonna allow me to determine what it is. So we'll just keep moving. Rather be traveling. Nice to see you, Rather. How you been? Drax has been thinking maybe the Odyssey would be a good ship for the Org instead of the Expanse Refiner ship. Oh, the Odyssey is going to be a really good ship, no question about it. Ratherby says, evening, haven't played in a bit. What are you seeing the type of rock? And I'm guessing you're looking for Q-type. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what I'm looking for is Q-types. And if you notice here, I have to have the mining laser out, Ratherby. But we're like, if we close on this guy, I'll ping it out there. It's at 12 point. It's got to be under with 12.2. I'll send out a ping, and it's the scan results. You can see it when it pops up. So these guys are going to be a little grumpy. They're not giving up the scan result. And when they don't give up the scan result in the air, there is a Q-type right there. You can see in the scan results right there, Ratherby, that's a Q-type. So now that I've seen a Q-type, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of set it to 90 and ping this, and it's going to be right out in front of me. And so I'll head towards this Q-type, and we'll check it out. Now, that Q-type, that only looks like a single rock. But yeah, being able to, well, maybe there's more than one there, actually. It looks like there's a couple as they draw. So, now I will say my grandson's over tonight, so I don't know if you hear a little this or that. That's him in the background, being his happy little self. Drax says the Odyssey is the refinery just like the Expanse, but a lot more cargo space. It's not exactly like the Expanse. in that capacity, Drac, but it's still a very cool ship. And Mr. Zeiss says, can only refine what it takes in, right? It does. It's not, yeah. The Expanse is a little different than that. Simon says, when you're full, where do you take it? Local to be refined or back to a usual base? So let me ask you, the nice rock, by the way, you guys. This is a pretty nice rock right here. This is a 4638. So let's talk about that, Simon. When you say when you're full, are you saying there's a couple of different things there here? Like, for instance, when I mine this Quantanium, I have to take it back to a refinery to stabilize it and to also have it processed. So that's where I'll be heading next after I mine this thing. And then after I have, you know, a bunch of refinery jobs that are ready to go, then I load them on a cargo ship and I haul those to a TDD. And Simon, I just did a video this weekend about, you know, about that actually walks you through the whole hauling part of it. I don't normally stream the hauling part of it because I think that you're more likely to be screen sniped in that part of it than the other. But I did do I shot a video this weekend of the next part of the loop. You know, so you can actually watch that. It's actually, you know, somewhat helpful, I think, to maybe answer that question. Drax says C rather be to arrive at the Q type. Yeah, I don't know rather if you caught that, but that's, yeah, it's that's how you have to have the mining laser out, and it's really just made the Aaron Halo super lucrative lately. So well, this is a 4631 and at a nice 38%. Yep. Simon says, yes, I saw it. Good. Well, that's good. So what I'll do here is I will mine this stuff. Head zoning to C2. Fair enough, Simon. What I'll do here is I will mine this stuff, and I will then haul it back to the refinery. Now, I don't... This may be... I'm going to check out QuantCalc. It's a 4631, and it's at 38%. 30, you know, really, really close to that. 37.93. And I am going to look at this guy. There's a little over 32 SCU in this rock. So if it does break super clean, then there's always a chance that you know, this could be a uni. It's going to be close though, and anytime you can get 30 SCU on board, you just do it for sure. No, it doesn't have to be, Simon. It's all of your, like, AR, like all of your L1s, right? ARC L1, like ARC L1, CRU L1, HUR L1, MIC L1. Those are the refineries. I think there's actually, oddly, one at HUR L2 as well. But, you know, just, it's the L1. So, like, most of the time, like, if I'm over by Lyria, I'll head back to ARC L1. But this time I'm over by CRU L1. So as long as it's one of the L1s, those are the ones that have the refinery, Simon. Alright, so this guy's going to start jumping up into the optimal here. And we'll just kind of start working it. Looks like it's hanging right in there. Good break. Simon says, thank you for the clarity. Of course, no problem. I'm happy to answer any questions, and this doesn't look like it's going to have anything in it. That's a really good sign. This one here looks like it's going to have a partial, right? That's a 10%er. That's not as good. This doesn't look like it's going to have anything in it. Okay. This one here looks like it could be a pretty good one. Yep, there's a full, almost 16 SCU there. And there is a full, like, 850, 16, 17 SCU there. So there's 17. And there's almost, you know, 14. So pretty close, man. This won't have anything in it, I don't think. We'll need that 10%er. We'll need that guy to break clean in order to get it. But you know what? We're just going to have a little fun with this thing and make it happen. get in the optimal range here. Beautiful. So I'll try and get the other one broke here too. I still got about 50 seconds left. I'm going to scooch right up here, and I'm going to try and run this guy up here. I have about 15 seconds or so to get it into the green. And that means you can kind of just use one charge and use the brand to get it. Still 33, 32, 31. It just kind of got in there. So it's probably going to be a couple seconds at the end of this that I'm going to need to, you know, to hang in there when the stability goes way up. Oh, don't let it fall out though. It was close there. 0.62 instability is a very, very nice thing to deal with for sure. Now, a couple more seconds as it switches back out. Looks like we're going to get it though. So I'm going to scoop all this stuff, right, you guys? Just because I know that these are all hundos. Drax says, forget what the optimal crew is for the Odyssey, but the crew for the Odd. You know, the one thing about the Odyssey is it didn't really take a whole lot of a big complement of crew. So it's kind of cool in that regard, Drax. So this is going to be pretty close here, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull both these guys in. It's going to be close. Nice big 6 SCU, juicy 6 SCU right there. Alrighty, here's some more Quantanium clump coming on board, and here's some more Quantanium coming on board. We're just crossing 15 SCU now. Okay. And all these should be, it all should be just just 100% pure Quantanium. Every purple that I've cracked so far. Drax says, get out of the halo or wherever the prospector scans breaks and maybe clean up. Then yeah, well that's, yeah, I mean, the Odyssey is just going to be fantastic for stuff like that, for sure. Alright, there's a 99.9%. It's going to be interesting to see how close we do get here. 27 SCU. Here's one more big rock. Another 5 SCU in here. 29, 30, 31, 32 SCU right on the nose. I did not need that 10%. I'm going to back away slowly here. That's a unicorn to start the day, and that is an excellent, that's a good feeling. We're not heading to ARC L3 though, so let's go ahead and make sure we clear that route and set it back to the CRU L1, and we'll just kind of rotate over. Yep, spool this drive and off we go. That's exactly right. Ding, 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 ding. I definitely need to get myself. I'm setting that up tonight. I'm finding myself a good sounding bell icon, and I'm gonna get that squared away. That is a unicorn. Chris Bates says, awesome. Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was a very clean break on that guy. It was, that last 10% was not necessary. So you gotta love that. So in we go. We're gonna take this first load into CRU L1. and we are going to get this down in the refinery. We're really going to try not to get killed. I think when I do and I call for the elevator, I'm going to back away this next time and try. You know, obviously we know CRUL. I have my imprint set at CRUL1. So if there is trouble, no big deal. But I'm going to try not to get killed by the elevators if I can avoid it. That would be ideal. The elevators have been a little more punishing at CRUL1 than at ARCL1. I will say that. So. Absolutely beautiful run right there. Ratherby says LOL. Yeah, rather they're terrible. I mean they've been getting me left and right. You know, and it makes me laugh every time. I mean, it's never not funny to be killed by an elevator, but by the same token, all right, we're coming out of first quantum here. We're going to go into second quantum as soon as we do. And then we're going to bring this rest of this guy in and get this guy stored, and we're going to head back out and push out there and look for another one. Ratherby says, I got pushed out into space by one. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. Drax says, punishing. Like, toss you out into space as opposed to just dropping you across space. Yeah, it's definitely been doing both. A little bit of all that stuff, Drax, for sure. You know, drops me in the crawl space, into the nether regions of the refinery, you know, and then sometimes it knocks me into, like, inside the station somehow. And a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's been a mixed bag. All right, so we're spooling up here. Ratherby says, I have a rule. If I die by an elevator, I quit the game. But the problem is, Ratherby, if I did that, I'd never play. I'd never get to play if I had that rule. The elevators they get me a lot lately. That's okay, though. So we're bringing this in at a nice clip, 391. We have not heard first alarm yet. Simon Quiddy said had it 2 times today, had 3,200 meters to EVA to ship. Oh, my stars. I can appreciate that, Simon, for sure. So, you know, I always do like to ask, you know, kind of in these periods, do like and sub, you guys. Obviously, the likes really help bring more people to the channel, and let other people know. You know, helps with the algorithm, lets other people know that there's that the stream's happening, and I really do appreciate it for sure. So we're gonna bring this guy in nice and easy, and we'll just set this guy down. I mean, we're in no hurry here. Still have not heard first alarm. We're just going to bring this in nice and easy. And I will try and, like I said, remember as soon as I hit the elevator to back away so I don't get immediately bumped. I think that's what people are saying. Awesome. All right. Good. Nice little touchdown landing. No big deal. We'll go ahead and do our post flight here. Turn off the engines. Out we go. Drax says you tend to bum rush the elevator doors. I do. Obviously everything's kind of a learned behavior, right? You know, you just what kind of seems to work for you. But this time I'm actually going to hit that thing and back away, try and get out of the way. Simon Quinny says you can tell I've been playing for too long. Swapped out the Lancet, then I blew up taking off. Hitting an antenna. Yeah, there you go. It's only a game. Heavens and stars. It's exactly right. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click that, and I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going over here. kind of see what happens. I clicked it one time. It did. Look where I was at, you guys. That's not fair. What the heck? I was way away. I wasn't even close to the thing. Gosh darn it. This thing. Alright, back to the menus we go. I wasn't even close to the darn thing. So no big deal. We'll just head to the menus and log back in and you know, I was so far away from the thing. It was ridiculous. You know? Whatevs. Yeah. We'll go back in and part of the game loop now. Pyro says, I usually stand outside while it comes to me. Yeah, you know, I'll do that next time, Pyro, for sure. I mean, I thought, like, if I moved way over by there, like, it wouldn't get me, but no big deal. Yeah, Drax says, I'll probably be running a OBS a lot. Ratherby says, that would be a rage quit. That one was unfair. I know, I wasn't anywhere near the thing. That is what it is, you guys. What can you do? It's not that big of a delay. So down we had... Was that guy's name Major Torque Imbalance? I believe it was. That's hilarious. All right, I'll just go double check that the ship's looking like it should here. Yeah, CRUL1, the elevator monster's for real over this guy. Holy smokes, that's exactly right.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Yep, looks like we're good. Let's go down and put this uni in the hopper. Down the refinery we go. Well, that was a beautiful 32 SCU run. And we'll be heading back out to the Halo for another one. That is for sure. Very beautiful day in northern Michigan today. It was warm, quite warm. But nothing to complain about. Crom, welcome to the channel, Crom. How are you this evening? And that's an excellent question. So Crom says, doesn't storing stop the timer? Absolutely it stops the timer. For sure. So, yeah, if you have a situation where, if you just store it, it should stop the timer absolutely.
Finding everything all right?
All right, so here we're going to set up a work order here. We are going to go with our Dynex Solvenation and get that guy going and confirm. And you can see I have a pretty good run going over here as well, so. The Melta Delta, nice. Welcome to the channel, Melta. How are you? I find that standing just to the right of this call panel for pad elevators is 100% safe. So I was standing to the right of that last one, I believe. But next time I'm just gonna, I'll kind of just click the thing and head outside for a second and kind of watch it from a distance. So, but Melta, I appreciate that tip, and I'll definitely give it a try. Absolutely. Alright, it's never a bad idea to just grab a, you know, get yourself some sustenance down here in the refinery when you're kind of going through this thing. And you can see we got ourselves kind of right close back up to 99% and off we go, so. Ah, Melta says, I got too far away. Stay close. Okay, well, I can try that for sure. Dave says, I refined and sold my first quant shipment Sunday, logged in Monday, no money, no quant. Well, that's interesting, Dave. Now, I would tell you what you probably want to do in that situation is go ahead and try to do a character reset if you need to. You also might try to log on to like the EU servers or an Aussie server and then back to another server. I know that they've been having some problems with losing some of that stuff, Dave. Do you have like no money at all, or you just happen to feel like you're just missing that the amount that was associated with that sale? That's always a bummer, Dave. I know people have been definitely hitting that snag for sure. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and head back out to the Halo and see if we can't make a few more space bucks here. We'll do a pre-flight on our prospector in just a second. Cool. Let's take a look at the prospector. And we have got Brant. We're looking good there. That looks good. Just lost the sale, 590K. Dave, I'm sorry to hear that. And then Crom says, how many units do you normally take to sell? Crom, I usually haul around a Constellation Taurus's worth. So around 174 SCU or so. You know, right in that neighborhood, somewhere between 160 and 174 normally is what I take. You know, I don't like to take too much more than that because if I lose it, I'll be really sad. You know, but there have been times when I've taken larger amounts in an M2. But for the most part, I take about a Constellation Taurus's worth. Dave, you will not lose your in-game purchase prospector if you reset. You'll still have your in-game purchase ships if you do a character reset. So nope, you're just fine to do a character reset. And if you lost 590K, I would probably be inclined to try it. Mark Busser, thank you, Mark. Mark says no, you won't, Dave, and that's absolutely correct. You know Mark, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, at least you shouldn't. That's exactly right. None of us can say definitively, Dave, but I've reset many, many, many times, and I've never lost one. So it's a good point Mark's making. It is one of those things where, we love to say, anybody would love to say absolutely in Star Citizen. That's just not always the thing, But for the most part, no. I've never heard of or seen anybody lose an in-game purchase ship. From a standard, when everything works the way that it should, type of thing. By the way, Mark, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize.
Hello. How can this help you today?
All right, so we're going to set up at ARC-L3. We're going to go ahead and up we go. We're going to bring up the gear. We're going to spool the drive. We're going to kind of clear the station out here a little bit. Give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room.
Thank you, and please visit again.
There we go. Spooling as we go. And off we go to ARC-L3. And we'll drop out at about 11.5 once again. Simon Quinn says, only lose ships and money on a database reset. That's correct, Simon. Crom says, do male characters get stuck getting out of the prospector? They used to, Crom. There used to be a situation where you'd be stuck in the chair and you had to kind of use the lay down emote to kind of clip out, but they fixed that, Crom. So that's no longer an issue. I was actually on the issue council pretty big about that one. Like making sure that I demonstrated it and that type of thing. So I know which one you're talking about with that, Crom, for sure. And Dave, let me know if you do a character reset, if it restores your money. I'm curious about that. Dave says, thanks for the tips, everybody. And I love it when thank you all, everybody. And so, hey, some of you new faces I will mention, please do like and sub. We do tons of Quantanium mining on the channel here. We've been doing that for a few months now. Stream hasn't been alive very often, for that long. We've been around maybe the first of the year or so. We started getting a little more serious about it, but a few times a week we go Quantanium mining and answer any questions that you may have and get people to kind of contribute and theory craft and do all that type of thing. So please do. Like, it really does make the channel grow if you like and sub. So I do appreciate it. Hey, Amos. How are you, Amos? Nice to see you, man. Good evening. How you been? All right, so ARC-L3, we're gonna drop out of here at about 11.5, and we're just gonna. We already got a unicorn, a full 32 SCU run, and we're gonna try and do that again here. You never do know what you're gonna run into. 7, 6, 5, boom. All right, looks like a pretty decent part here. We're gonna go ahead and just pull our mining laser out. We'll kind of just do our initial 179 scan, and got a few opportunities there. We'll close this guy up and get started here. That's an E-type. That's a P-type. 12.9 away is going to be a little... you got to get in within 12.2 in order to get your... Brianna Joyce says, afternoon, everyone. Brianna, nice to see you. How are you? Grio, nice to see you. Flavio, how are you? I did a reset, didn't lose my in-game ships. That's awesome. Thank you. Ursa LPG, welcome to the channel, Ursa. Not a name I recognize. Amos is very good, blowing up ERTs in an eclipse. That sounds like a lot of fun, Amos, for sure. How am I? I'm doing really well, thank you. That is awesome, you guys. Mr. Zai says, if you could make the Prospector a better ship, what would you change? That's a good question. I would change... I would... If there was any way to make it where it could hold a little more SCU... Like, I would be, willing to abandon some, some things like that. If I could change anything, it would probably have a little more wiggle room in it for mind material. But other than that, obviously, I think its flight mechanics are pretty good. I mean, I love, you guys know I love. It should be lost on none of you how, where my feelings are for the Prospector. I love this ship. Crom says, can you do the scanning in the mole from the driver's seat? Not this type of, not like this Aaron Halo type scanning. Because what happens is you have to have the laser out in order to get the type. So you can do some scanning, but not where you get the Q type. See how I just got a Q type at almost 12 away on this guy? And that's more than one rock. So we'll approach this guy. So yeah, that's one thing you can't do for sure is get the type of rock from the driver's seat of the mole. Flavio says 07 and get a nice salute. Thank you, Flavio. Grio says, I just bought an Eclipse about 30 minutes ago. How you liking it? Nice. And Dave says, what stats do I want to see in Quant Rock with the Prospector Lancet no mods? Really, you're looking for like a 40-40. I mean, that's really what you're looking for, Dave. Now, you should have a few brands. Pick up a couple brands. Those are easy to come by, and those will really help, for sure. You can pick those up at Port Alisar. I'd grab some of those for sure, Dave. Ursa LPG says, eventually, won't it have the ability to drop the bags on the side, effectively resetting the cargo space? That's a very good point, Ursa, for sure. Yeah, it is gonna have kind of, there will come a time when the Prospector just drops off the bags and keeps on mining, and some other poor sucker will have to carry the very scary, Quantanium back to the Expanse or whatever. Now I say sucker, I'm just kidding, I just joke. But yeah, absolutely, that's a very good point. Simon says they need to make the MK2 bigger Prospector, especially for solo guys. Dave says, thanks for playing. Oh, no problem. Dave's, thanking us for answering questions. Happy to do it. Star Streams, what are you doing? Streams, that is very kind of you, Streams. Oh, my stars in heaven. I'm going to be able to buy myself some better coffee thanks to Star Streams. Thank you, Star. That's very kind of you, sir. Crom says, darn, time to melt the mole. No, it's not. No, don't melt the mole. It'll get better, I promise. Sharp says, good evening, everyone. Simon says, hi. Griot says, hey again at Star Streams. We do. I mean, Star is such a good dude. Griot says, hey again at Star Streams. Ursa says, oh, I picked up the Expanse. Yeah, the Expanse is a beaut. Mr. Azai, yeah, gotta love it, you guys. Thank you, Streams. That's nice. Guys, this is another beautiful rock here, by the way. This is a 5122 at 36%. So this is definitely one we're going to mine, right? Another opportunity at a uni if she breaks clean. And so Sharp says, have you encountered a crash when exiting the Quantum going to ARC-L1? Oh, I've encountered all sorts of crashes in all sorts of places. Just crashed the desktops the other day. Ramoy, hey Ramoy, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, Space Shorts, back in the black. Halo, no less. No pirate ships firing cannonballs tonight. Nope, we're just kind of doing this thing. Actually says, hey, we made Jack cry. Were you guys watching? I seen Jack was streaming earlier. Were you guys watching him? Or maybe he still is. Griot says, I came from Jack's stream as well. Jack is such a good dude. I mean, he's just a great dude. Jack deserved to love, such a quality guy. I agree with that 100%, Griot. I mean, if I were to kind of let you guys in Star Streams, well, that is my stars in heaven, Star. What on earth, you guys? Oh, my stars. Yeah, I mean, Jack, I've really, if I were to kind of give one person, the credit for why I stream, it's got to be Jack, honestly. I mean, I watched his streams for a little while, and I just like the way he treats people. And, of course, obviously, Star, does a magnificent job as well, just being such a good human to people. And, it's, a lesson for all of us, just to try and be as personable, as kind. People come and watch this content, so they don't have to, so they don't bring all their day, they can leave their day's troubles behind and maybe get away from that stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, nice to see you, Sharp. Star Streams. Oh my gosh, Streams, you're killing me here, man. What are you doing, Streams? Yeah, Jack's trivia is great. Yeah, Jack's a great guy. I mean, I haven't had a chance to talk to, Jack at all. Kind of, and on Streams and I've had a chance to chat or whatever, but no, I actively promote Jack's stream on this channel, just like I actively promote Star Streams on this channel. Jack's, and his landings, by the way, that's a really good point. He can land like no other. That guy, I mean, he scares me. It's like, I don't know how he pulls that off. I'm almost positive I crash the ship almost every time how he lands it. Griot says, I subbed all you guys. I don't even play the game a lot. Everyone's been so cool and helpful. Griot, that's awesome. I'm glad you're feeling a sense of community in that capacity. It is fantastic. Streams. That is awesome, Streams. I super appreciate it, for sure. All right, you guys. Now, this rock is being a little grumpy, but we're going to get it nonetheless. Derek says backflip landing. Yeah, I don't know, crazy. Yeah, those landings that guy can pull off for sure are something special. Jack, Star, and Shorts are my go-to channels. Sharp777, that's awesome. Mr. Azai, well, you guys, that is just so nice of you guys. That's hilarious. I truly, like I said it a few times, all this stuff is going right back into the channel. I've been spending a lot of time with Audition and a lot of time with Adobe Premiere, and I'm definitely hoping to just kind of get better at those things so I can make you guys better content in the future. Star Streams, Careful of the overcharge. Oh, what is the overcharge? You guys, it's crazy. Oh, the overcharge. Yeah, you're right. What on earth is? Why is this guy? This guy's being a little bit grumpy about getting up there, though. We'll get him though. That is fantastic, you guys. I love it. All right, so we're almost here. Oh my stars in heaven! Moy says, so Space Shorts, now Invictus is out of the way. Are you looking forward to Alien Week and the drop of 317.2? I am absolutely looking forward to Alien Week. Griot! Griot's got me out too. Don't spend all this in one mining station. Yeah, you're right, Griot. I'll try not to. So, yeah, you guys, I am super thrilled for 317.12 and Alien Week. The one ship I've been secretly kind of coveting a little bit is the, what is it called? It's the 320 SCU blockade runner cargo ship. What is that ship called, 14? I should have it. Thanks for you guys. Oh my stars in heaven. What is that ship called? It's 320 SCU. It's the Raylan. That's what it's called. I was trying to remember it. That Raylan, that may be the one ship. You guys have gone a little crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, like the Raylan is yeah, that one, Griot. That's the one ship that may because you guys know I love the Constellation Taurus for hauling Quantanium, refined Quantanium. The Raylan is the ship I've got my eye on as a potential replacement for that eventually. Why is this rock being so grumpy? It's taking a while to get up there. Yeah, Griot, the Raylan is a very nice looking ship. That's the one that's got that's got me kind of wondering. The Raylan is like, oh man, that could be a great ship. For sure. Streams, you are too kind. 14, you guys. Griot, I really appreciate it, you guys, for sure. Simon, Quinny, Simon! You guys. Oh my stars in heaven. Yeah, I'm really excited about the Raylan for sure. Now, all of the I really do like all of the alien ships, quite a bit. But Ramoy says, Star Streams, I've subscribed to your and Jackson Space Shorts channel respectively. Thank you so much. I mean, obviously, you just can't go wrong with streams and Jackson streams. You just can't go wrong with them. They're excellent streams. They're just wonderful human beings. Sharp. You guys are getting crazy tonight. Drax says, if you want to see some insane flying, do a YouTube search for the Vaughn account. Fair enough. Griot says, you know what? You sold me. I'm going to buy the Raylan and the BMM. Oh, man. And then Flavio says, who's got an Eclipse? Jojo says, there is a hack for 1,000 SEU box. It works. Load 6 solid boxes into a rock, then blow it up, and you get a... Oh, are you talking about Jojo load those 6 small boxes into that mule? Is that what you're talking about, Jojo? Griot says, I have an Eclipse. And it makes a big old box? Is it the mule, Jojo, that you're talking about? That's an interesting thing, because, that's got this, where you can hold the 6 boxes in the upper rack there. What on earth? Why is this guy being so weird about cracking? It's only a 5122 at 36%. This guy's being slow. Yes, ROC minor. Change your torps to the EM ones. Oh, interesting. Is that a tip for the Star Streams? What is going on? Why is this? It's so weird. This 5122 should be an easy peasy break. Oh. I was set to 91%, guys. I was so busy looking at the chat, I didn't realize that. Waggle that beam, maybe. No, it's not a waggle. I don't know if you guys did. I had it set to 91%, not a hundo. That was silly of me. That's awesome. Flavio says NPC don't pop flares. Brianna Joy. Brianna. Thank you so big, you guys. Honestly. That's just so lovely. You guys. Yeah, I know. Grio, what was I doing, man? I'm sitting here at 91% wondering why this guy... Oh, crap. Jojo says, I use it now for bunker missions. Focus, space. It's hard to, man. It's a lot of coffee money on the table now. Holy smokes, man. I'll be able to drink some mocha if I'm not careful. No, that's wonderful, you guys. Truly, I so appreciate it. It's very kind. Drax says, slack it off on the trigger. I was, Drax. You're calling it exactly right. Oh, my stars in heaven. All right, so we'll get this guy here going in just a sec. She'll be up there. We'll get this guy cracked, and if she breaks clean, we can have another. Is cooked Quantanium as effective as raw? No, it's not. I mean, obviously, you have the unrefined and then the refined, right? So, I don't know why this guy is being so weird about breaking them. Sunday says, morning shorts, bad day mine today, full load of quant and rented Andromeda, disappeared poof. That was my freelancer max money. Stone, I am sorry to hear that, sir. That's a yucky situation for sure. What on earth is going on? I've never seen a 5122 be so grumpy before. Sharp says, I'm stuck in the lift at ARC-L1. It seems the whole station has disappeared. Oh no, Sharp. Drag says, and here I was getting nose prints on my screen waiting for the overload. Yeah, Drag's gonna be, look, he's waiting for this guy to get south. I will crack this one, I promise. Alien Week should be coming up now, right? Yeah, that's right, 14. I think it should start soon. Flavio says, loving your stream and your energy is something. Thank you, Flavio. I really appreciate that for sure. That's so kind of you. Getting a nice Raylan fun going. Yeah, it's exactly right. Grio says, 2 more weeks, I think. Oh, is it that far out, Grio? I had no idea. I always thought it was kind of at the tail end of it. You know, like, but maybe it is. Interesting. Just in time for the Raylan then? Yes, exactly. Oh, the Raylan I'm excited about. You know, it just seems like it's an interesting size of SCU. Kane, nice to see you. So how's the quant mining going? I see Starstreams is trying to make you blow up your... Starstreams is being very generous, for sure. And yeah, it's weird, you guys. I mean, this is a 5122. It's being kind of grumpy about breaking. This shouldn't be a thing, really. I mean, it should just race on up there and break. I don't really have a... I mean, it is 36% Quantanium, but I mean, it's, yeah, I've never not broke a 5122 before. It'll get up there. So we did Hall of Union early. Starstream says, hey, King. Ursa! To help you railing your way through. I tried to, yeah, I want to rail through those blockades. You're exactly right. Oh my stars, you guys. What is going on with this rod? That's so funny. Get plenty of time to sip some mojo here. That is awesome. All right, she's starting to get up there. She's trying. It's been a battle. And part of the battle was I was at 91% for a couple of minutes while I was just kind of just happily stunned looking at chat with a big smile on my face. Ramoyne says, do you need to put a gadget on it? No, I shouldn't have to, Ramoyne, but it's a good suggestion in case it continues to be grumpy. Is the pressure getting to me? It is a little bit, I'll be honest. No, we'll be all right. All right, she's starting to get up there. That's a large coffee rock. Yeah, there is a lot of coffee in this one for sure. Okay. Hey, nice to see you tonight, by the way. How have you been? All right, in we go. There we go. Finally, now it's gonna. You can see the instability is at 2.21, so that's pretty gnarly. But it's it'll fight its way up into there. Now, as soon as it gets into the green, I actually will pull a brand on it, just so it doesn't jump out pretty inconsistently. So I want to get about halfway through the optimal before I do that. Now, I don't normally do that on initial breaks, but this rock has been a little bit fussy for sure. So, Prince Jaeger, nice to see you, Prince. How are you this evening, Prince? Stone Dog says, have you got a Lancet on there? Game decided to replace mine with the Arbor earlier. I do have a Lancet on there. But you know what? I had the game decided to replace my XL1 drive with like a Boson or something, or a Bolon or something in my Constellation Taurus the other day, Stone. So I know what you mean by that. All right, here's sneaking up into the optimal. I'll let it get about halfway through. Yep, and now I'll fire. I don't normally fire a Brant on first crack, but because I just want to bring the instability down to a manageable range. A 2.21 is a pretty wild swing for sure. And so yeah, we just want to focus on this guy and bring it in home. All right, so this looks like we're going to get a good crack on it now. It took a little while, you guys, oh for sure, and I was so much appreciate everybody. Tonight's awesome. All right, so the first, that's a 965 right there, and that's going to be a 25%er. So we'll have to see how this guy broke. That's an 827 there, and that looks like it's going to have some partials in it too. That's a 66%er. So this did not break very clean. This is going to be a 709, probably with nothing in it if I were to bet. Yep, okay. And then what's this guy here? This is also going to have nothing in it. 34 watching, 12 likes. Let's get to 20 likes. Oh no, I Anchorman. I read what stream said and I just straight Anchorman. Like, Ursa says, all 1, 2, 3, depending on what sub you have it bound to. That's exactly right. That's how you fire those. Simon, yep, alt 1, 2, or 3, depending on what slot it's in. So 53% are there. Yeah, this did not break up very clean at all, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and break them up one at a time and just kind of make it happen. So that's a very, yeah, not very clean at all, you know what? But we'll just break them all up and we'll be discerning with the laser, and we'll pull as much of this on board as we can. John Z, nice to see you, John. How you been, sir? Mr. Azai says, don't forget to subscribe either. Next goal is 100K, right? Oh my stars. That'd be a heck of a goal. 15 likes, 5 left, you guys. Kate says, you're a good man. Was an SE earlier, was doing a bunker mission, but lost my ship a call out, and Jack Axon came to help, but the server 30K couldn't make it out. You know what? That Jack has always helped people. He's a good dude. Keep the likes coming. Let's get it to 30. Thank you, Ramoy. That's very kind of you. All right, we're trying to get that up. We're going to try and break 2 rocks with 1 Brant. We can do it. Looking good here, you guys. Oh, there's 20 streams. You did it for me, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, you guys. I do appreciate all the likes and subs, and for sure. And if you definitely like 23, look at this, you guys. Good job. That is awesome. Whoop whoop. Yes. Star streams. I appreciate that, Star, for sure. All right, so we got a break in this guy here. It's a 2.9. We'll get this break done. All right, next, moving on. Grio says, I love SC. I logged in to set summon a couple mil, and all my money is gone. You know, Grio, I've heard of that. Like I said, try logging into a couple servers, maybe do a character reset. I know that's something that they've mentioned was happening for sure. Ramoin says 40 watching, keep it going. 23 likes so far, 24 likes. Thank you guys so much. All the likes and subs are super appreciated. I need to do a better job at kind of tracking that stuff and thanking you guys more appropriately. That's wonderful. Starstream says, Grio, I've not been able to play today. What's going on, Star? Sharp77 says, change servers, money will come back. Yep, sometimes going to an EU server or an Aussie server does help. We have some reports of that, and you know, from people for sure. Just 7 more left, 4 more, and we'll hit 30, you guys.
Warning, power critical.
Oh, hold on.
Warning, power critical.
All right, turn the power off, but we'll keep it up there. It'll be just fine. We'll work this guy. Isn't he? There we go. It decayed out of there. Starstream says 26. Nice. Streams, I didn't know you couldn't play today, sir. Half character resets balanced out now as a free fly over. 28. Yes! That's awesome. Alright, I think I cracked them all. That has nothing in it. That has nothing in it. We'll have to be fairly discerning with the laser here, you guys, because it definitely didn't break super clean. So let's go ahead and go. We're just going to start from the top and work our way down. So that's a 93%er. We certainly know that is a guy we can come back to. This looks like it's going to have 100%. That's a nice 100%er to start on. Just 2 more, come on, fellas. Couple more likes. Best way to grow a channel is that like button. Yeah, that's a very good point. So that's going to be nothing. That's actually a nice thing. Now, I know it's a 93%er that's way up at the top there. 278, that's an 87%er. We'll come back to that guy as well. Here's a 242 right here. That's not going to have anything in it, okay? And so we're just going to keep looking here. Just heard that they were having some issues with resets last week. That's exactly right, Ursa, for sure. Kane says, I'm an AUS server. I think the servers have issues in all regions. 2 more likes is, you know, if you can like and sub, that'd be awesome. Couple more likes in there. That'd be awesome. That's a 72%er. So I know I have some nice high percentages. We'll keep going after the hundos before we grab those. Tried EU, still nothing. I'm not sure. Grio, yeah, that's just weird. 1 more like and we'll hit 30, you guys. That'll be awesome. Someone's got it. You know, what are you lovely souls? Brianna Joy says, road to 2K subs. Absolutely, Brianna, for sure. Road to 2K subs. Oh, wow. Hey, I didn't even know that rock was back there, you guys. What the heck? It's totally behind this other one. And there's a hundo, too. Beautiful. So we're crossing 20 SCU. Got a couple more rocks to look at here. That is 100% barrel. Hey, we hit 30. Thank you very much. That's a 45%er there. And what's this one here? There you go, 261, and that's not going to have it's going to be a 3%er. So we're going to go back up here. We'll start with the 93%er. 30. Well done, chat. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been an absolutely lovely stream. 30 congratulations all around. Jet, thank you, Ramon. That's awesome. Sakta says, what server are you in? I'm just in a US server, Sakta. By the way, Sakta, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. How are you, sir? I'll grab this 87 next. And so this isn't going to be a uni, but this is not going to be a bad run. We very well could see ourselves getting, over 30 SEU, and we just crossed 30 SEU, and I know I have the 70%er down here as well. So we really did lovely. This is going to end up being about 30.77 SEU, so a unicorn on our first run, and 30.77 SEU on our second run so far. We still got a little work to do, right? We've got to get this, we've got to get this back over to CRUL1. So we'll set that route. We'll roll over on it. I'll go ahead and spool the quantum drive, and off we go. Grio says 30 hype. Yes, thank you guys. All the likes and subs, and especially, the donations. I just will want to tell you how much I truly appreciate those things, you guys. That is just absolutely lovely. It's so kind of you. And I will, like I said, all that stuff is going to get sunk right back into making the best possible content going forward for you guys that I can. I'm going to continue to Quantanium mine and do all things industrial. I do hope tomorrow night that we're going to have our second edition of the podcast, the industrial podcast recording, and that's coming up. So we have kind of done some of that stuff, and I know that we're looking at doing some refueling videos as well in the future, just kind of speaking to refueling a little bit. Sakta says, I'm new to this game and bought it last Thursday. And this is what I did first: a prospector and Quantanium mining. Sakta, you're after my own soul, sir. That is a wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with doing some Quantanium mining right off the bat. John Z says, about to see if I were on the same servant leaving pad 4 in my prospect. Mr. Azai says it's actually all for coffee fun. Yes, exactly. I definitely have to keep the coffee rolling here. Simon says, why not? You're a good sport. Simon, that's very kind. Ursa says, any tips from when the station security wants to scan your ship and the cargo stability alarm is going off? Well, Ursa, if they scan your ship right away, then that's fine. If they don't and you're sitting there for a long time, just land on the wrong pad and have them store it. For the most part. Now, they should scan your ship if you've been sitting there within 15 or 20 seconds. If you've been sitting there for over a minute, they're broke. So what'll happen is if you go land on the wrong pad, just let them pull your ship in. I promise you'll be on your way down to the refinery, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, looks like you're all set." They kind of get slowed down a little, Ursa. I've had that happen to me several times. Grio says new coffee is going to be fancy. Yeah, it is going to be fancy, Grio. That is for sure. So kind of you guys, to all the likes and subs, and like I said, I'm overwhelmed. So, all right, we're going to haul this into CRUL1. Ramoyne says, this, Jack Axon, Starstreams, and Fist and Jawa save the universe, goodish gamer, the best communities I've come across. I really do. I've watched Fist and Jawa a little bit on Info Runners, and they seem like they're very nice gentlemen, for sure. So Starstream says, oh, okay, so I can log in, but can't claim any ships and no inventory anywhere. Streams, that is crazy. Gravedigger says, I purchased the Andromeda, Hornet, and Aurora back in the day. I melted the Aurora and Hornet, bought a Prospector plus Andromeda, Prince money. Yeah, they do. No question about it. That is crazy, Star. That's the case. That does sound brutal. Now, I'm sure you must have emailed their support. I know that people have had that issue and talked to people in support and been able to kind of, get it kind of kicked. Behind the scenes tickled or whatever, and it got it fixed. So I'm sure you probably know better than me. Yep, stuck on the Genie Point. Oh man, stream, that's crazy. Sharp says, I have the same. A Star cannot claim any ships. That's So I gave up for now. Character reset incoming tomorrow once I pass the 24-hour thing. Yeah, that's a smart thing. I appreciate that for sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go ahead and drop gear, rotate the VTOLs. We're just going to kind of bring it. We haven't heard first alarm yet, so we're just kind of coming in nice and easy. Derek M says, my starter ship is a Nomad, good enough to get 15K in PvE and rent a rocket handler. Yeah, the Nomad's a great little starter ship. For sure. Grio says, I'm going to reset it if I can get my credits back. I can appreciate that, Grio, for sure. Stone Dog says, didn't know security scanned ships. Explains why they shot me down the other day when I ignored the speed message. Yeah, Stone, if you are getting scanned, if they tell you to halt, you should halt. But if you do halt and they're sitting there like out in front of you for like a couple minutes, then you can just, they're busted, so you can just fly on. Simon Quinney says, I know if you read the reset page, it's down to about 12 hours now. Interesting. Oh, you can reset every 12 hours, Simon? Is that what you're saying? Because it was a 24-hour wait before, right? All right, I'm bringing this in nice and easy. Absolutely nice and easy. Star Streams, take care of yourself, sir. I hope that you get that stuff squared away. I really appreciate everything you did for the channel tonight, and you know, I'll be definitely checking in with you tomorrow to see if you're squared up, man. I hope that you get that taken care of right away. Thank you so much for everything. I truly appreciate it. Ria says it's down to 12. I just reset right now. Ramoin says, I wouldn't do a character reset at the moment. I just heard first alarm. People have been losing everything they had. That's interesting. Grio says, you know, see a star. Yeah, everybody in the chat who can just give Star a salute, you know, guys. And you know, if you visit my channel and watch, you know there are lots of times when I recommend you go watch Star streams, you know, and that's, you know, there cannot be a better reason than just that right there. I mean, he's just a great guy. Please go watch his, you know, like and sub Star streams, you know, please do. I mean, he is an absolutely great guy. So, you know, if you do get the opportunity to catch one of his streams, I highly recommend it. They're super enjoyable. He's got great music on there. And it's just a super chill stream. So please do go watch Star streams when you get an opportunity. Hey, I didn't get killed by the elevator that time because I hid outside. That's awesome. Simon Quinney says, the process cannot be reversed once it's been completed, so weigh your options carefully. Once your reset has been submitted, you will need to wait 12 hours to use the reset tool again. Prince says Nightstar 07. A lot of salutes. Night Star. So Stone Dog. You guys, this is awesome. So yeah, any of you who are new to the channel, make sure that you like and sub. I highly appreciate it. Had a lot of new faces on here tonight. Ursa says Night Star with a salute. That's awesome. Cut and pasted the website. Alrighty, we'll just go ahead and store this guy here.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
That is awesome. We'll get that guy stored. And we'll run down and get this in the hopper as well. And we're going to go out and do one more Aaron Halo run tonight as well. So we are doing well. Paul Ferguson, how you been, Paul? Paul's like, yep, Starstream's the one to ask about rock mining. Absolutely the one to ask about rock mining. He is a rock mining expert. You know, and you know, I have learned a lot by watching him, you know, rock mine for sure. Including, like, I'll tell you guys point blank, I didn't even know you could upgrade your ROC. Like, for whatever reason, it never dawned on me. And he, you know, of course, you know, speaks very highly of that. So, you know, little things like that. There's tons of tips and tricks that you can learn. Ramon says, LOL, if SIG made ships out of elevators, they would be a guaranteed pilot killer. Yeah, you No question about it. They got how it's like a size 10, gun that just hits you hard. So one shots me many times. So yeah, all right, cool. We're cruising here. We're gonna go ahead and go put this guy in the hopper. Double check where we're at for food and head back out and do one more run. At the minimum.
Hey, back again, I see. Welcome.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and begin here. We're going to go ahead and put this prospecting. I'm going to set up a work order. We're going to go here. And we are going to go here. We're going to go Dynix Solvenation. Got a quote, confirm. And right now, you guys, we have done 61 SCU in 2 runs. So very, very respectable. Introducing the Drake elevator. That's exactly right, for sure.
Hi. Good to have you back.
That's hilarious.
Finding everything all right?
Like I said, I always think it's never a bad idea to grab a little bit of food and drink while you're down here in the refinery. I think it's a smart thing to do. Beautiful. We'll drop that guy. Do our proper littering. And up this guy goes.
You see anything you like?
And I'll pop my helmet back on. Simon says, when you're warping to jump out of warp, do you press B again? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you do, Simon. To come out of warp is you just press the button that you hit in order to get into quantum. Ramon says, well, gotta go. Have a great evening in chat. Thank you for getting it to 30 likes. Ramon, thank you very much for joining tonight. It's always so nice to have you on the channel, for sure. And I hope that we see you again shortly. Have a lovely night. Get some rest, man. Kane says Lyria, but distant memory now. Space Sharks. No, Kane, I like Lyria too, but the Halo has been so effective lately. Good night, Shorts. Good night, chat. Good night, Ramon. I'm Dave says, what does the character reset affect? It will kind of put all of your stuff, Dave, back into your starting area. So, like, if you started at Area 18 or New Babbage or Lorville, it will put all that stuff back there. Everything that you have spread out throughout the verse will be back there. You'll have to kind of put all of your components back on your ships, and it will get rid of your ammo or some of your consumables. Not always, you know what I mean. But yeah, those are the major things. You should have all of your ships that you purchased in and out of game, and you should have all of your AUEC. And that's how it should work. Anyways, Dave, I hope that answers your questions. Doing great. We'll move in 45 days to New York, then put together a PC and jump in for the fun. Nice, Paul. That's awesome. Cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and let me do a little, just double check here that we're looking good. Utility is looking brand. We like it. And off we go.
Welcome.
We'll pull this guy out and head out one more time. Paul Ferguson says, or Simon Quinney says, night. Yep. Derek says, when I use the garage cannon in the game, it seems to actually disappear instead of staying on the ground.
Has been delivered to the following location.
When I use the garage cannon in the game, it actually seems to just... Oh yeah. You mean when you drop a drink, it does that? I've had that too before, where you drop a drink and it just kind of disappears into the ether. 1420. Why does that say 1421M and it doesn't really tell me a pad? I guess I'll try pad 2 and see if we get lucky. Ursa says bounty hunter levels also go poof. Oh yeah, that's right. That's another thing. Ursa's making a great point. Is you do lose a lot of your rep. You know what I mean? So, I must not have picked. I'm assuming I didn't pick the wrong place. It didn't give me a pad number. Well, it did give me a pad number, I think, on the thing, but not necessarily. So obviously pad. I'm going to go to pad 4 next. We'll try that next. It's either pad 2 or pad 4 normally. I don't see a pad number over there, so we'll cross our fingers and hopefully this gets us a little closer here. I like it. Hey, I'll take it. It's like the new game is, where is my prospector parked? Ah, you lose your certifications for bounties, but not the rep. You'll do the certs all in a row, and you'll be fine. That's actually an excellent tip and something I didn't know. I had to kind of pull a shade there. It was, the sun was coming right in on my screen, and oh boy, was that. Ursa says, and the certs, you have to go back through and do those for the VHRTs and ERTs. Yeah, that's good that you don't lose the rep. That's actually kind of cool. For some reason, I thought you lost that as well, so I'm glad I was wrong about that. All right, ARC-L3, here we come. We're going to go up. We're going to pull the gear up and kind of do the same thing that we did this last time here. We're just going to kind of come out here. Kind of keep it on us here. We're just going to clear the station.
Thank you. And please
We'll begin
visit again.
spooling and we'll jump towards ARC-L3 and we'll come out at 11.5. And off we go. Stone Dog says, anyone use the joysticks? I use them, Stone, for sure. When I'm doing flying, any kind of combat flying, and any kind of just, like, when I'm flying back and forth to stations, I have the Gladiator, I think they're called the NXTs, and love them, absolutely love them. VKB Gladiators, the same as Mr. Zai. Caglaz. Hey, Cag, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. Oh, hi. Very nice to see you, Cag. And so we are just cruising here. Let me take this one on back this way. Just 7:30, not too shabby. And at 11.5, we'll drop out of here and begin looking around. X-Cross. X, how you been? It's nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Doing really well. How have you? X-Cross says, what's up? We're just out here doing some air and halo mining, X. For sure. Very nice to see you, X, for sure. Alright, so we're going to, like it said, we're going to drop out at 11.5. We're getting down there to 12, so we're... Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for there. We'll go ahead and pull out the mining laser. Oh, before we do that, don't want to be going quite that fast. Maybe about that speed right there. And then we'll go ahead and just give her a... So, King says, do refinery jobs stay through small patches like 3.17.2 coming up? Kane, it has been my experience that they do not. That any patch that resets your stuff back to the... They never suffer through that, okay? They don't. It's just one of those things. So, now that is a cluster of some variety, but I'm not getting any responses back. So, let's go ahead and we'll fire again. We'll kind of tighten it up. It's a cluster for sure, but I'm not getting any other information. That's a P-type there. We're moving in towards this one here. Let's see. This is a... Not getting any... Yeah, you will lose your refinery jobs. I usually send out warnings on that stuff, you guys. You know, so if you are liked and subbed or whatever, I guess subbed is probably more like it. You know, you'll normally catch me warning you guys about that stuff, you know, so you don't lose your jobs. I try to send that stuff out as, you know, as you know, just as a kind of a PSA. Because I've had a lot of, you know, I've lost jobs. I know other people have lost jobs, and normally it's a handful of them too. It's normally not just a couple, right? Alright, we'll just kind of keep moving in this direction here. Beautiful. Cag, let's send an invite. I'll do a flyby. Alright, Cag, if you're in the server, I'll do that. There you go. What type is this? Yeah, that's a... Not getting a whole lot of hits on that one there. That's P-type. Ninja says hello, kapow. You gonna be at the op tonight? You know, I should be. Absolutely. I don't think that gets started for another little while anyways. I thought it got started around 9 our time. I hope I'm right about that, Ninja. Alex Jenny says, just pop by to say hi. I'm at work, so good to go. Alex, thanks for stopping in, though. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You know, hey, man, a drive-by like, and I'll take it, man. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. P-type. M-type. E-type. M-type. Q-type. Right there's a Q-type. We'll head right towards it and take a look. I'll roll back to 90 here. And we will make it happen. So that's interesting. That's not where I wasn't up there, right? It wasn't. I didn't. Did I roll that far down? Oh, there's an E-type there. So we were definitely headed towards a Q-type, like right down in this area. Yeah, it's right here. I was gonna say. So Q-types are what we're looking for. Obviously, it looks like there's going to be a couple of rocks there, maybe. And that's great. We don't want to fly right. You never want to fly right at them, right? Because you don't want to smash into them. So, it looks like that's probably not going to be a great one. Oh, boy. I'm cooking. Yeah, a 14%er. What about this guy here? 5122. Not going to be good. This is going to be like a 2%er. You do have to scooch in within a little bit of distance in order to kind of get your 8 p.m. CDT. Yeah, so that's, yeah, 8 Central is 9 our time for sure. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Ninja. Oh, Simon's. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. E-type. All right, we're looking along here. M-type. Looking for these Q-types here, right? That's the ones we're looking for. E-type. And we just kind of keep heading towards ARC-L1, or ARC-L3, I think it is in this particular case. And we'll just send out, you know, kind of your pulses, and when new things kind of show up on the radar, you just kind of focus in on them, and there's a P-type. There's an E-type. And we'll just keep on looking. 8 says all hands on deck. Yep, okay. I hear that. Q-type right there. All right, so we see a Q-type. We'll gotta head towards it. Simon says, I forget you guys have a big time dilation. That's hilarious. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful Q-type coming up here. We'll go take a look here, and hopefully it's got a little something in it. Single rock. And I don't think those are... Yeah, those are... Yeah, here's our guy. Just a 2%er, not a great rock. We'll just kind of keep heading down here. Kind of flew pretty close to it, but no big deal. All right, there's some more opportunities over this way. We'll kind of keep looking at them. There's another Q-type right over that way. We'll head that way and see if we can't find something to put the laser on there. Caglass says, is that what the kids are calling it these days? Time dilation? That's awesome. Beautiful, beautiful Q-type here. Moving in on it. Crystal says, morning, morning. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome aboard today. Happy to see you, but this is going to be a 2%er. I don't know that one's even going to make 2%, is it? Yep, it's 2%er. Zoomed right past it. X-Cross say, some would say, guys live in the future too. Fair enough. That's awesome. And Drax says, if the Odyssey can be solo flown as a miner, imagine coming out here to the Halo mining and refining quant as you go. Keep it going, 250 ready to sell. Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's going to be interesting to see if the Odyssey can turn the refined Quantanium into a haulable material, or if it's only just to fill up its own gas tank. That's going to be one of the things about a Drac. It's, you know, like, we're not 100% on that one, right? Is the Quantanium refining that the Odyssey can do, is it only for its own gas tank, or is it going to be something that it actually can make into a sellable material? I don't think it's. I think it might only be for its own gas tank. I'm not entirely sure. Can't remove Quant from the Odyssey. It goes right into the fuel tank. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Ursa and I think have kind of read the same thing. So it's that, you know, that is one of the things about the Odyssey that's, you know, it's, you know, it still is an excellent long range type craft, but it definitely is one of those things where, you know, it's that particular use case I don't think works exactly. Some P-types, some E-types, we'll keep on moving. Mr. Zai says, I think the Audi auto-refines the Quant, meant only as a refuel source for itself. Yeah, that's how I think it is too, for sure, 14. I doubt they can refine and remove. Yeah, it's just one of those things. We hope that it can, but, you know, I don't know that it's going to be like that. And it's no big deal, Drac. I think, you know, there was a lot of questions surrounding that when it first came out, and so I know that there's been a lot of people trying to clarify that you know, some of those exact points for sure. You can understand why. I mean, it really. There's P-type. Drac says, "Well, that would take the fun out of it for me." That's why, Drac. You know, when you get your system, you know, hopefully you'll just kind of come hang out with us and be part of the mining team. Hey, is that a Q-type at that? Nope, that's an E-type. What the heck? Why didn't I turn on the laser? That was a mistake. Weird. Alright. Now there's definitely a cluster there, but I'm not getting any. Let's kind of roll back here to 90. Not getting any kind of feedback from it, so let's keep moving. Crystal says that's the Expanse. Ursa says the only thing you can potentially use it for is to refuel the ship in the hangar. You know, and that's a very good point. Kane says the Orion for what? Flavio says, just swap my guns to the Connie, to the miniguns that come on the Redeemer. That's pretty awesome. Crystal says, call me, I have an Expanse ordered. Orion is the big refiner ship. Yep, that's for sure. Flavio says 1,000+ rounds. Wow, that's crazy. With that. Crystal says, capital class, I'm sure, is the Orion. Yep, it is the Orion. That's the capital miner. Ursa says, however, you should be able to fit an Expanse and a Prospector in the hangar of the Odyssey. Yes, you can. I don't know if that's an and, but you know what? I definitely know the Prospector fits. I don't know about an Expanse, and that would be pretty amazing. That would be absolutely stunning, actually. Stunningly awesome. If you could fit an expanse in there as well, holy crap. That's actually a really good point. That is an interesting point, though. Bringing the expanse with that, with the Odyssey, that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's an exploration ship. Man, Joy says, where did the target come from? Oh, that's CAG. He did say earlier that he was going to do a flyby. So I think he was, CAG was just kind of coming out to kind of say hi. All right, there's a Q-type right there. Looks like it's just a single rock, but we'll kind of go in there and keep it honest. Drax says, yeah, exploration as well, good. But an exploration ship is pretty much useless until they expand the verse. Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I mean, if some of the ships that are coming in, they're really gonna kind of, pyro's gonna be an important thing to make them a thing. Drax says, gotta have somewhere to go. Yeah, fair enough. Crystal says, that's sort of what I figured. Yep. Ursa says, based on the estimates, you can fit 2 terrapins or 2 prospectors. Well, and the one thing I will say is things do tend to get bigger, too, as time goes by, right, you guys? So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. That's for sure. All right, so what do we have here? This is just a 16%er. What about this guy? At 16% is not going to be enough, and this is also going to be kind of like a 7% or a 2%er. Okay, so those two won't cut it for us. We'll keep on moving. Flavio says, if you play the Freelancer, you're going to see some exploration come from Frontier. There, yeah. I would imagine there's going to be, some exploration, something or another is going to got to get in there for sure. No, oh, Q-type, and that looks like a cluster, you guys. So that's really nice. We'll go in there and take a look at this. Crystal says, Elite Dangerous needs to be ships. This game doesn't need them yet. Time would have been better spelled elsewhere. I don't necessarily disagree that, they do seem to have their own way about it with, with the ships that they're picking right now. But, it is nice to see some of the ships come in that are going to be used for pyro for sure. So you can kind of get some practice with them a little bit. So yeah, we've got a nice little cluster here. This one's not going to be anything worth anything. That one's not going to be great. That one's not going to be great. That one's not going to be great. Got a couple more to scan here. That one's not going to be great. Oh, no. So we'll look at them all, but they're all going to be 2%ers or whatever. So none of these are going to be actually that great to go after. That's going to be a 2%er. These are all blue caps, I think. This might be like 7 or 8% or something, right? Yeah, 4.44. This is just going to be a 2%er. This is going to be a 2%er. This is going to be a 2%er. This is going to be a 2%er. That's hilarious. Well, you know what? It's one of the things I always like to say on the channel. It's not the first cluster I've ever flown away from, and it won't be the last. We'll keep on moving. Nice Quantanium, but just not a lot there. Crystal says, is there a way to get the hangar doors to shut behind you when you land those times they don't shut? After last night, I would prefer not to be blown up by people with nothing to do better but to ruin your day. So what do you mean, Crystal? I mean, there certainly is a way for you to close your... Is there a way to get the hangar doors to close? I see behind you when you land. I know that there's a little bit of an automated process to that. I don't know that there's necessarily a way to like force them to close. Grio says the capital ships look awesome, but I have no friends. Grio, that's not. Just there's so many good organizations out there, Grio. Find somebody to hang out with. I mean, obviously we have a, SpectreFleet.space. There's a link in the description. Come chat with us. We'll put you to work. Says the Orion looks awesome. Yeah, it does. I'm so excited about the Orion. That's going to be so much fun. There's a Q-type right there. Let's go and take a look at it. Flavia says they aren't automated. Yeah, they're not automated. I mean, they just kind of close when you land usually, and if they don't, then I don't know of a way to force them closed. That's for sure. Rita says need to find an ore. Yeah, man. For sure, that's going to be the right way to do it right there. I mean, there's you can solo a lot or whatever, but there's so many things you won't be able to do in the game without a little bit of help. Brianna Joy says if you don't land in the right spot, they won't close it sometimes. That's a good point. You do want to land really kind of in the center. If you kind of land off like to the side or whatever, there are times when just like it's being said in the it won't necessarily work. Now this could be a halfway decent rock, you guys. We'll have to see. Hopefully it is. This is a 4931. So this is still going to be a kind of a high SCU rock. Let's go ahead and I think we'll kind of roll this over like this. Certainly this is a rock that we're going to mine for sure. So this may not be a full, it is a 31%er. But you know what? We're just going to do what we can and get the most that we can out of it. So good rock, nothing to sneeze at. And we will begin putting some energy in this guy and getting it cracked. Livio says, just hold N to auto dock. That's awesome. Crystal says, thanks guys, that really gutted me. I'm now worse off than when I started at the end of the week. Next time I'll land over and over till they shut. You know what, Crystal? I'm sorry to hear that. So it sounded to me like you kind of landed and you got pirated. Is that what happened? Black Moon, welcome to the channel, Black Moon. Not a name I recognize. Great. We can be friends. You'll be my first one in SC. Fair enough. We, you know what? Nothing wrong with that, Black Moon. Grio. There's CAG right over there coming on in. I can see him. 500 meters on the other side of the rock. Ooh, Stone Dog says that'll fill me up, a 49%er. That's awesome. Beautiful. Brianna Joy says you can hit F1 and make sure you can repair. Then you should be good to also get the ATC landing complete. Yeah, that's that. It's getting that landing complete's the important thing where they say landing complete. That's when they go ahead and close that for you. Now, I did roll that just a touch too aggressively, and it did fall out, but we'll just go ahead and let it build right back up in there. Black Moon says, I'm in the game at Black Moon Grio, so it looks like you got a friend invite coming in. Black, that's very kind of you, by the way, sir. Appreciate that, Black Moon. It's very kind to offer to friend somebody and hang out with them in the verse, for sure. Hey, I thought I'd break that up funny, you guys. That's kind of funny. That's weird. Holy 890 jump, CAG. What the heck? I didn't know you had an 890. That's fantastic, man. That was not what I expected to see behind that rock. That's 12%er. That's really cracks me up, CAG, for sure. That's not what I expected to see back there. Nothing there, nothing there. That's awesome. Nothing there. So these guys are going to have really good percentages in them. So this is going to be, that's going to be, right there is going to be 12, 13 SCU. And that's going to be another 14 SCU. So there's 27 of it right there. And then the other 12% of it's right up in there. So we'll have to break all these down. So let's go ahead and we'll crack these guys first. Ursa says, looks like the expanse might be a bit too long for the hangar to go straight on, but at a diagonal angle it should fit, but might not fit both the Prospector and the expanse. Yeah, I would be really surprised if you could get both those in that hangar. That would be crazy. Peglet says cracks you up. Was that a pun intended? Yeah, that was not a pun intended, but it apparently I definitely did pun. That's hilarious, Dad. Dude, that is a sweet looking ship over there. Holy mackerel. Crystal says, as long as he's removed, we don't need people like that in our game. First time I've met a bad person in a month. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Crystal. I mean, you know, there are definitely some people that just kind of, you know, that's just kind of what makes them happy is kind of, you know, pirating or, you know, that type of thing. And there's nothing wrong with just good old pirating. I mean, obviously just kind of indiscriminately killing somebody, you know, is not necessarily great, though, that's for sure. Stone Dog says, first 890 I've seen. Yeah, isn't that thing sweet, man? That thing's way bigger than you think. He's actually a few hundred meters away. Dude, that ship's way bigger than the Prospector. Like he's 235 meters away. That thing it's a huge ship. Black Moon says, yeah, some bunker missions stuck solo. Yeah, you don't... bunker missions in particular are so much better when you have a partner to go with. You know, if you happen to get knocked down, they'll help. That kind of thing. Cool, got that one broke, and now I gotta break this other guy here. This guy right here. One of these is a 12%er. Must be... No, it's not this guy. Not that guy, not that guy. Oh, there it is. I knew there was a 12%er around here somewhere. Rhea says, I'm having a hard time using the Moby Glass at the moment. Oh, interesting. Black Moon says, yep, bunker mission's a friend. Yep, no question. Ursa says, but those, if it fits, it sits cats are good at squeezing things into unintended places. Yeah, there's no question about that. And spending some time kind of learning the angles that things going on is always a good idea as well. Drax says, so whose knees do I need to break to get an Orion? Fair enough. That's awesome, Drax. And an excellent question. Crystal says, need a Kraken for a mining platform. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That would be so awesome, Crystal. That would be fun. Going to Pyro with full mining team on a Kraken would be so cool. It sure would. You know, I mean, all that deep... I can't wait for there's, like, you know, you kind of have your mobile base of operations and all that stuff. That's going to be so much fun, you guys. Crystal says, the types of logistics I'm looking forward to, having a full team all working together. Absolutely, Crystal. 100% could not agree more. I know we've been definitely practicing some fleet movements in our group, you know, where we, you know, are kind of have a, you know, we're bringing along a capital, we're bringing along a refueling ship. You know, we're really learning to try and kind of move as a group. So yeah, that's, you know, those are the, yeah, that's definitely the type of stuff we've been practicing ourselves. So I'll go ahead and pull all this in. Most of this will give us around 27 SCU or so, I think, which is a really respectable run. And then we have that 10%er there that may give us a few more percentage. Yeah, Crystal, I agree 100%. That's going to be so much fun. So a couple more likes there will get us the 40 likes, you guys. If any of you haven't liked and subbed yet, please do. You know, we obviously, and ask any questions you have about the game for sure. We want to help and answer. So pretty close to 40. Would love to hit the 40 mark. Drax says, full crew Kraken Orion expands for refining the Odyssey. You know, yeah, oh my gosh, exactly. You know, all the different ships just and how they're going to impact the game is so amazing. Sweet, got one more like there. That's awesome. Alrighty, and I am going to now look back up at this. Now, there was a lot of this is not going to have any Quantanium in them. I'm hoping that there's one piece in here that's got a little bit, depending on how this broke. This was only like a 12%er. So this one here, there's 100% quartz. It looks like it broke kind of clean as far as that goes. So far, 154. Yeah, there's a 68%er. That's probably most of it right there. No, there's 15%. And that's going to have nothing. And so there's this one other guy there too as well. Blackmoon says, yeah, I had a bad time in a bunker. I got knocked down. There was 2 other players there. They turned me over to get my gear, left me on the cold floor. Oh, man, that's rough. For sure. My Star Wars dream, haha, wasn't the kid in the X-Wing. Yeah, I hear you. Mr. Zai says, Nautilus for blowing up everything. Oh, my gosh, the Nautilus for making, oh, my stars. So you guys, we ended up really good here. We ended up with 29.27. Once again, a really fabulous run. Now, a couple of them were definitely not, unicorns, but we've had 2 very high. We had a unicorn and then 2, like a very high 30s run, and now like a 29 and some change. So, absolutely fantastic runs here. We're gonna try and get this guy in safely. We're gonna spool towards us CRUL1 and head on in. Yeah, Crystal, my Star Wars stream. I hear you. Nautilus, Perseus, Polarises. Oh, my stars, Expanses. Then you got your Starfarers. It's going to be... Grio says, anyone else in love with the Drake aesthetic? I think that you're going to find there's lots of people that like Drake, Grio, for sure. Argo as well. I like Argo stuff a lot. I do. I really like the mole. I really like the raft. I definitely like Argo stuff. I want a big Argo, please. Fair enough. That seems reasonable. I think they did a really good job with the raft, by the way. Crystal says, I'm a Misk man. That makes sense, Crystal, for sure. All right, we're headed in here. I don't mind it, but I like the Misk feel. Fair enough. Grio says the Misk Odyssey has my eye. Yeah, I can appreciate that, Grio. It should. It's a cool ship. For sure. I don't like the bridge, if I can be honest. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think the bridge bothers me that much on the Odyssey. But the features are wild. The features are wild on that thing. Caglet says 890 jump is a whale. Yes, that ship, the 890, is so sweet. Drax says, Mr. Azai, too bad can't get my T10 in SC out of ED. It's a flying brick. 10 hard points, pure destruction, more armor than allowed by the laws of physics. Caglet says, slow the spool up. Oh, slow to spool up. Yeah. Well, that's a big ship. I don't know. Obviously, those big quantum drives, I think they take a little while, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we're about to come out of first quantum here, CRUL1. We're going to spool up and go into second quantum. I want a RAM so bad, Dragonus. I wish we could get a figurehead on the 890. Yes, that would be, crazy to have a great big, like a big metal, like big piece on it or whatever. That was just designed for just piercing ships. It's crazy. Alright, so here we go. We're going to head in. Like I said, a reasonable clip, probably 300 or 400. We won't need that on at all. We're just going to kind of come on in here. Simon says, size 8 prismatic C for the wind cannon. Yeah, that's awesome. Douglas says, yeah, I can't buy upgrades for the Q drives either. Oh, I didn't realize that. Is it just kind of, that's just, like, it's a certain size where that's all you get? Drax says, bumper cars in space, just shut up my money. Yeah, that's awesome. Grio says, I just melted a Carrack and I'm already regretting it. Oh, Grio, the Carrack's a nice ship. Yeah, the Carrick's a real nice ship. You can always grind that out in game. Cyber Spooky, g'day everyone. How's the Halo going? Hour and a half last night and only found Quant Rock at 2%. I'm on my third run right now, Cyber Spooky, and I've all been, one of them was a unicorn and the other one was 31 and this one's 29. So 3 runs in a row, pretty good stuff. You know, tonight in the Halo for sure. So that's yeah, I definitely did a little better than that.
Landing gear down.
How you been, Spooky, by the way? Nice to see you. Taglass says, yeah, no upgrades for the standard equipment. I think you can only upgrade weapons. I had no idea that the 890 was kind of locked like that. Black Moon says, am I the only one who loved the TP? I love my... No, I love the Terrapin. I'm a huge fan of the Terrapin, Black Moon, for sure. I really like that ship. That is one of the ones that I use as a daily. I started using that as a daily driver a couple months ago. Maybe 4 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, and I just love that thing. I was doing some scanning mechanics. I guess when 17.1 first kind of came on board, was doing some scanning mechanics with it. And I have always been. I've owned the Terrapin one other time too. I never owned it like, you know, always in-game money. But yeah, the Terrapin's a great ship. I love this. I love the turtle. Bring her in nice and easy here. Boom. Beautiful little landing. We'll do ourselves a little
Landing complete.
post-flight. Boom, boom, boom. Finally did hear first alarm. We'll go ahead and turn these engines off and in we go. Drax says, yes, I have number 8 Prismos on my T10. Got Prismos on most of my ships. Oh, wow. Philip Hoffer says, I upgraded my Carrick to a Perseus. I miss my Carrick something fierce. Fair enough. Griot says, I can appreciate that, Philip. I mean, Carrick's not an easy ship to let go of. Philip Hoffer says, I upgraded my Carrick to a Perseus. Griot says, I melted it in preparation for the BMM and Raylin. It's currently sitting on a Corsair. Ooh, yay. Griot, man, you got some good taste in it. I'm going to get that guy and I'm going to go over here and wait for it. So, Pyro says, here's a little tip for you, 7-2. When you do the second quant jump, boost to around 850 and let it glide to a stop. You'll stop at about 2 km from the pad, nearly 4. I'll try that, Pyro, for sure. Simon Quinney says, you spent a bill getting 8s down to 1s. Yeah, that's awesome. Drax says, Space Shorts, you ain't fooling nobody. If you're not flying the Prospector, you're crying. Yeah, it's true. Listen, I love the Prospectors. No question about that, Drax. Tag says Prismatic, something that follows Space Khaleesi. Fair enough. Cyberspooky says, my daily has changed from my Titan to the CX-8. Nothing wrong with the CX-8, Cyberspooky. I do like the CX-8 a lot. I mean, that thing is, I can do some landings in the CX-8 for sure. Guido says, Philip Hoffer, it's almost a perfect ship. The only thing I disliked was no pilot weapons. That's fair enough. Black Moon says, me too, love it. I used to pick up a package. It's a cool ship. Yep. Simon Quinney says, I was naughty and I upgraded to a Polaris. Simon, that's a fantastic investment.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
All right, so we'll go ahead and store this guy. All righty. We are going to head down to the refinery and put this guy in the hopper here. Hey, we hit 40 likes. Thanks, everybody. I will say I've seen a few new faces out there tonight. Please do like and sub. I always use the elevator time for this kind of stuff. Absolutely think about, we do have QuantCalc. That's a $1 app on the Google Play Store that quickly will tell you how much SCU of Quantanium's in a rock. Also will tell you over 3 or 4 rocks. You can just keep adding them, adding them. Also, there is SpectreFleet.space. Make sure you do check those guys out. If that's us. If you're looking for just a wonderful organization, and of course you don't just have to do industrial stuff. There's all sorts of spots doing all sorts of things in there. Paris, our Xpar. How are you, Xpar? I was trying to check your name out. Welcome to the channel, Xpar. Nice to see you. Rio says that Philip Hoffer, that's why I went ahead and grabbed the Corsair. I wanted to downsize and have pilot weapons without buying a Connie because I don't like that shit. I can appreciate that. I have a C2 ATM for larger trading. Yeah, the C2 is awesome for that. Drag says, so I just, so my list of needed ships expands. Something to haul, a rock, a prospector, mole, Orion. Yeah. That's definitely a nice list for sure, Drac.
Finding everything all right?
Love that. We're going to go ahead and begin this here into the prospect. We're going to set up a work order. This Quantanium is coming on board. We're going to do a Dynic solvenation. We're going to get a quote. We're going to confirm. And these are the 3 runs we did tonight, you guys. So let's go ahead and do some numbers here. I do like to do this. Okay, we're just going to break this down. We did a 3130. Then we're going to plus that to a 3010. Then we're going to plus that to 2865. Plus that. So that's 9,005 units. 9,005 times 88 is 792,440. That's what we did tonight on the stream. 792,000 AUEC. So, you know, one of the things I will tell you is, and I do have to get going here. We have a little bit of an organizational training that I have to attend in a little while, and I want to get a little bit of dinner. And so I wanted to take a moment and thank you all for joining tonight. First of all, the donations were unbelievable. I so much appreciate those, you guys. It's such just an absolute honor to have an opportunity to just do this kind of stuff. You know, I always like to say at the end of all my streams that the coffee was fantastic, the Quantanium was great, but the conversation was absolutely the best. So, by a mile. And so I wanted to just say thank you all so much for joining. Some of you new folks, please do like and sub. Grio, come on back. Like, come on back. Sad. How you mine rocks with high mass with only brands? Said, I don't necessarily always do that. You know, I actually just look for the ones that I can mine, or I use mining gadgets. Great question, by the way. But you can always, if you go after high mass rocks, you can always use a surge and a stampede. That's just not something that I choose to do. Cyber Spooky says, have fun training. V. Brianna Joy says, have a good night. Brianna, it's nice to see you so big. I hope that all of you are doing well. Have a lovely Tuesday night. I can't wait to see you all again. And I will see you all around the verse.